So we just got back from Christmas vacation. We went to Hawaii, loved it. But now we have no groceries in our house. We need to do some grocery hopping. So we just finished up at Costco and now we're heading into Sprouts. We love Sprouts. Definitely my favorite grocery store.
Alright, so we buy our spices in bulk because it's easier to just refill what we have at home. So we need some oregano and chili powder and some curry powder. I'm almost ashamed that we eat this much. It's a lot of food.
Well, we're stocking up on a lot of things, you know, that last us for months.
So, to all of you who are wondering what's on Sable and Jaden's grocery list, I'm about to show you. Here is our haul. Alright, first, front and center, our buddy the tofu. So you guys will see a lot of tofu in our recipes. Very important as a substitute for protein in basically any dinner or lunch. We do it in stir fries, we do it in curries. Sometimes I'll make like BLTs with like really thinly sliced tofu. Endless opportunities with the tofu. Now our one plantless purchase. This is our one animal product source that we'll get because Jaden and I still eat fish occasionally. So we like to get this canned albacore wild-caught tuna. It's very good. My parents have a recipe with this avocado, balsamic, vinegar, and olive oil, and it's so good on bread, on crackers, on rice cakes, whatever it may be. It's delicious. Okay, next is salmon burgers. So basically, when we go to Costco, we kind of just choose like one fish source. So sometimes it'll just be like salmon fillets, or it'll be like mahi-mahi fillets. But this time we went with salmon burgers. So these are ready-made. They're super easy, which means that when we're feeling extra lazy, we still eat them, which is nice. So this is kind of our treat meal. We have fish probably once a week. So when it comes to fish, salmon is one of the healthiest choices you can make because it's high in polyunsaturated fats. So we like it. Okay, now a huge staple in the Jaden and Sable home is frozen fruit. So as you can see, we always buy a mixed berry. This is the one that Costco's carrying right now, so we just get it. It's individually packaged, but I mean, whatever they have works. So we usually get quite a few bags of that. We have 3 here. And then some mango chunks. And we bought some more frozen fruit at Sprouts, just to mix it up a little bit. And then another large staple, if you get to know Jaden well, you will also know that he is the black bean man. Many people joke that all he eats is black beans, and it's true. So 2 cartons of black beans, as you can see. We have some refried beans because these are super easy, and they're made with coconut oil actually instead of like lard or anything like that. So these are a nice go-to for an easy snack. Bitchin sauce. We love bitchin sauce, either with chips, or we make a good tofu where we roll it in bitchin sauce. Really good. We'll show you guys that someday. And then olive oil. We ran out of olive oil recently, so we restocked. And then of course our almond milk. That's a go-to. Sometimes we buy different brands of almond milk, but we went with this one this time. These ones are refrigerated, so they're harder to store, but we kind of like the flavor better. And then applesauce. This is a go-to just because it's easy to snack on, easy to throw in whatever bag you're taking to the hospital. And there's also like a couple cookie recipes that we use it for, so it's good to have on hand. Then our peanut butter. This is also a huge staple. And Costco was out of it for a while, and I wasn't in a crisis during this pandemic until Costco was out of peanut butter, and then I was. But now it's back, so we're stocked up. This peanut butter is not like other peanut butters. The Jiffy or Skippy or whatever they're calling it these days is going to be full of hydrogenated oils and sugars, but this is basically just peanuts and salt. Dry roasted peanuts and salt. So, always look at your ingredients list. Always, always, always. Because even the good peanut butters that say natural, whole foods, whatever, will have palm oil, sugar, whatever it may be. So,
the trick is, don't necessarily worry about this part. Like, don't necessarily worry about the nutrition facts label.
Read the
like
ingredients.
For example, this says total sugar is 1, and you may think, oh, they added sugar to this. But if you read the ingredients, the only ingredients in this, dry roasted organic peanuts and sea salt.
Yeah.
So you should be more worried about what's on the ingredients rather than the nutrition facts, because the sugars could come from natural sources like fruit.
Nuts.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. We eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches probably every single day at the hospital. So this is a must. Moving on. Our nuts. So nuts are a staple for us on top of smoothie bowls, just as a snack, or in cookies. Pretty much everything. We go through nuts ridiculously fast. So walnuts, sometimes we'll buy pecans instead. It's just kind of whatever we're feeling. But walnuts are one of the best sources of omega-3s. So we like our walnuts. We always put them on our smoothie bowls. And then next are sliced almonds. These are just like an excellent source of crunch for your smoothie bowls, and I really love them. And then we buy a big bag of dried mangoes. This is an excellent snack. We always bring like little Ziplocs to the hospital, and we go through this probably too ridiculously fast. Then we have our maple syrup. So this is 100% pure maple syrup. So again, check your ingredients list, because you might just be eating high fructose corn syrup and not actual maple syrup. So check the ingredients. Then another one of our nuts is our cashews. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so cashews we seriously eat like in everything. If there's one thing in the plant world that I'm just absolutely grateful that exists after transitioning to plant-based, it's cashews, because you can make anything cheesy, creamy, whether it's savory or dessert, like anything can be replicated with cashews. So I love it. It's my true love. And then we get these tortillas. There are healthier options for tortillas. These come in super bulk and they're really easy to make, and I love the way they taste. Okay, next. This is a bunch of our fruits and veggies, fresh stuff. So we'll start here. So this is just an enormous gigantor bag of oranges. And if you know me at all, you know that when I was a child, I obsessively ate oranges. Like my parents would buy a bag of cuties and they'd be gone the same day. So I love these. And they're easy to take on the go. Next is avocados, another staple, good in everything. I'm obsessed with avocado toast, so I love avocados. And then a big thing of baby spinach. So typically with this, I freeze most of it, if not all of it, because it's easy to put in smoothies, and a nice way to get your greens quickly. And then a whole bunch of bananas. And this is only half the amount of bananas we got because we also got some fruit sprouts. So I always buy a couple bunches because even if they start to ripen too fast, I can freeze them and we use them anyways. Okay, then when I go to Costco, I always try to choose like at least one new vegetable. So if the last time I went grocery shopping, I chose like, you know, squash or zucchini or Brussels sprouts, then I try to choose something else. So Jaden really liked asparagus, so we're doing asparagus this time. And that's pretty much good with any main course meal, any lunch or dinner for that matter. And then baby carrots, these are a great snack source. I also just use them like big carrots, so any like stir fry or curry that calls for carrots, I basically just use these and I chop them up. Next, we restocked in bulk our garlic and our onions because we go through onions and garlic like it's nobody's business. So those are a must-have. And then lastly, some orange juice because who doesn't love a nice glass of OJ?
This is our Sprouts haul. Check it out. Here's all our vegetables. All right, so Sizzle already talked about the frozen fruit that we got from Costco. We get this one just because I really love this mix. It has little frozen chunks of coconut and pitaya, and as well as some mango, so it kind of just adds like a creamy texture to smoothies. Smoothies are our morning staple. You just pull out some frozen fruit from the freezer, dump it in the blender together with a banana, as well as a little bit of almond milk or soy milk, add some peanut butter or almond butter. We always add some flaxseed because it's really high in omega-3s and actually helps with lowering blood pressure. Blend that all together, pour it in a bowl, and then we always add some oats and nuts on top of that, mix it together, and have a smoothie bowl every morning.
Nice.
Then these are kind of like our treats here.
Yes.
So
you gotta have them.
So we do make chocolate chip cookies to the best of our ability. We make it as healthy as we can. These chocolate chips, it's just cane sugar, unsweetened chocolate, and cocoa butter. So there's no dairy in these chocolate chips, and they're semi-sweet, so they're not as sweet as a Hershey's bar. They might be a little bit more bitter than you're used to, but if you're putting them in cookies, the cookies are typically sweet anyways. So these here are...
Those are Jaden's.
I really love lemon poppy seed flavored things, and I also love oats. Anybody who knows me knows that I add oats to like anything fruity or sweet. Oats are a great way to get your fiber in, and they're filling. These little treats are lemon poppy seed oat bites, and these do have some sugar in them, but otherwise it's basically just oats, coconut oil, and some sugar, as well as poppy seed and lemon flavoring and stuff. They're pretty good. They're nice little treats to have when you're on the go. This brand, Siete, we love it.
Dude, they're so good.
They make so many great things. They make like super great chips. Like if you're looking to kind of transition out dairy, or you're looking for a healthier Doritos option, head to Sprouts, get some Siete chips. They make like nacho, they make jalapeno. They even make like a churro flavored chip. We haven't tried that one yet, but they make a lot of great flavored chips that are dairy-free. They're actually all gluten-free. We don't.
Yeah, this is grain-free cookies. I'm pretty sure Siete's brand is all grain-free.
Yeah. So these are Mexican shortbread cookies.
They're super good.
They're really tasty. As you can see, look at the ingredients. It's tapioca flour, almond flour. So the cookies are plant-based, no animal products, and they're not super high in added sugars either. Some nutrition facts labels will actually tell you the amount of sugars that are included as added sugars versus just the sugars coming from maybe the grain or the fruit or whatever it might be that has sugars in it naturally. All right, this puffed brown rice, right? This is just really great to add a little bit of crunch if you bake your own granola. Sable and I bake our own granola sometimes. Baking granola, really easy. Buy a bunch of rolled oats, buy some puffed rice. You gotta have some type of oil around or applesauce or something to kind of like moisten the oats. And you basically just mix it all together in a bowl. So it's like oats, something that's wet and sweet, and then you can add some nuts and spices like cinnamon to it, mix it up, throw it in the oven, bake it, and you'll have cereal for days.
Or if you're too lazy to make granola, I just put this on my smoothie bowls too, and it's good.
Adds a little bit of crunch.
Yeah.
So this is, in our opinion, the healthiest bread that you can get. This is Ezekiel brand. It's sprouted grain. So there's no actual flour in it, so it's not as refined as most traditional breads that you're gonna buy. Super high in fiber, and being that it's whole wheat, you get a good amount of protein in it too, so you got like 5 grams of protein per one slice.
I actually used to eat this bread as a kid and thought it was the worst, but it's all I knew. Now I'm eating it again, and it's actually good.
So we'll make PB&Js
Yeah, that's what we eat it on.
Yeah, we eat a lot of PB&Js because it's fast to make. quick, easy, on the go. So we'll just use the peanut butter that you saw earlier, and then we'll either use honey and cinnamon, throw some bananas in there, or we'll use like whole fruit jam without any added sugars.
Yeah.
Sourdough, it's great with avocado toast. You don't get the benefits, or you don't get all the vitamins that you would with whole wheat, being that this is a little bit more processed and it's a little bit more white, as you can see. But sourdough is a great taste for avocado toast, so we'll buy sourdough bread occasionally. Soy milk, so Sable showed you the almond milk earlier. If you have heard any type of myths that soy milk will grow your breasts or will
Man boobs.
decrease testosterone in males, that is all totally a myth. For anyone, it's a good high protein choice. You get 7 grams of protein per 1 cup of soy milk about. So that's a great way to add another 7 grams of protein to your cereal, your smoothie, whatever it may be, and also help reduce risk of breast cancer if you're a female.
Phytoestrogens, baby. And then these chips. I just always have to have chips in the house because I'm kind of a salt fiend, but I'm trying to kick it. But we just buy 1 bag.
Yeah.
Jaden rinses his chips sometimes.
We try to limit our salt intake. The American Heart Association recommends 2,300 milligrams as your max limit, with the ideal limit being 1,500 milligrams. Sable has really, really low blood pressure though, so
Yeah.
we're not all that worried about her with her salt intake, but we don't eat a lot of salty things. Like, a lot of what you look at here is very, very low sodium. So chips are pretty much our main source of salt. Okay, so now we have some plant-based.
This is the beautiful corner.
Yes, look at all the veggies.
Gorgeous.
We'll start with a couple of these, condiments, what you call
Yeah,
them?
sauces, condiments.
Here's some soy sauce. Sable can tell you about this.
Yeah, I make like stir fries and stuff with that, so.
Yeah, get the low sodium option. Okay, this.
Jaden's actually obsessed with this ketchup. Like, if you've seen people eat ketchup with things and you're like, that's nasty, just wait till you see Jaden eat ketchup with things.
I have always loved ketchup. Before I started eating whole food plant-based, I was the kind of person that would put ketchup on like my scrambled eggs and stuff. So I was really stoked to find that places like Sprouts that make ketchup without high fructose corn syrup. A lot of ketchup brands use high fructose corn syrup as their sweetener, which is really high glycemic, and contributes to the nation's problem of diabetes being
So prevalent.
So they use agave to sweeten this one, which is a lower glycemic option.
It's good stuff. This is a new find.
New find?
Yeah. We tried it last time with some like carrots and snap peas, and I actually really like it.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty tasty. It's got some good spices in there. And there's all kinds of plant-based salad dressings out there now to replace things like, ranch, Thousand Island, stuff like that. Salsa is pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Sable uses this to make some of her bean chilies.
Yeah, I have like a go-to white bean chili that uses an entire can of jalapeno verde salsa, so.
Her white bean chili is a bunch of garbanzo beans. There's also
Pinto
beans.
and some black beans too.
Here's all spices. We get these at Sprouts. You can get spices without having to buy like a whole jar. If you only need a little bit or if you need a lot, it works great.
Yeah.
Snap peas, that's just a good snack to bring along for lunches. Red onions, these are key for anybody who makes guac.
Yes.
One thing to know, so red onions versus white or yellow onions. Red onions are just going to be more healthy. Why? Because they have color, right? And color in the plant world equals antioxidants and phytonutrients. So red onions are always going to be a more healthy option, but onions are just easy to add in general to most any recipes. If you're making guac, cut a bunch of red onion and tomato. It's really great. And then we have bell peppers, zucchini.
Yep. So bell peppers and zucchini are pretty much like our basis for any curry or stir fry or anything. So I always buy a lot of bell peppers and zucchini. Usually I'll buy like yellow squash too, but for some reason Sprouts was out of yellow squash entirely. So I always buy red peppers, zucchini and squash, and then tomatoes, because you can't have good guac without tomatoes, or an avocado toast, or our salmon burgers. Anyways, I love tomatoes. So then there are the more bananas that I told you about, because we always buy a lot. I always try to buy another fruit. Lately we haven't really been eating apples that much. I don't know why, we're just not in the mood. So I bought pears this time. We'll see if they get eaten. Usually they do. Then moving on, I always buy mushrooms because I always find a way to use them somehow. Again, in curries, stir fries, on sandwiches, anything like that.
If you are someone who likes to eat ice cream for dessert all the time, I know some people where, you know,
you can
after
make
dinner,
ice cream out of mushrooms.
After dinner when they're sitting down at night, they want to pull out some ice cream and snack on it. One good way to kind of satisfy that ice cream sweet craving is use bananas and fruit, or even if it's just bananas, you can peel the bananas, cut them up, freeze them, and then
you make a little banana and ice cream. I'm sure you
and then you just take the bananas, throw them in the blender with some cacao powder, almond milk, peanut butter, maybe a little bit of maple syrup, vanilla extract, blend it all together. It's like a super tasty chocolate banana smoothie.
It tastes like a Wendy's Frosty.
There you go.
I used to be the Wendy's Frosty girl.
So,
Frosty.
if you love eating ice cream and you want to transition to something healthier, all you need is some bananas, cacao, peanut butter, almond milk. Done deal.
Okay, moving on. So, sweet potatoes are also another staple in our household. We do those in like Buddha bowls. We chop them up. Pretty much every recipe that I make sweet potatoes, it's all kind of the same. I chop them into little cubes, throw them in the oven, roast them at 400, add whatever spice blend that I want to meld with the dish that I'm making. So love that. Bought some regular potatoes because there is a cashew nacho cheese dip, basically a queso that we make, and you have to have potatoes for it. So I figured we'd probably use potatoes anyways, so I got some for that also. And then our green stuff. So I pretty much just buy whatever lettuce looks good. I buy spring mix a lot usually, but it goes bad really fast in those packaged things. And anyways, it's easier for me, I think, to get heads of lettuce now, so I've liked doing this. So I got some green leaf lettuce here, a head of romaine here, and then here's some rainbow chard and some kale.
These are all our cruciferous right there, chard and kale.
Yeah.
Always try and add cruciferous into your daily routine. That can be from broccoli, cauliflower, kale, chard. Actually,
Cruciferous vegetables are very good for you.
Actually cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable, so that's a real easy way to get a cruciferous in. Is just add some purple cabbage to, I don't know,
tacos.
Yeah.
Salads.
Guac,
Stir
even
fries.
avocado toast.
I like it on top of avocado toast, actually. I really love red cabbage on top of that. And then cilantro. With these two, with the chard and the kale, there's this really yummy salad that I make that basically just has like massaged kale and chard that's been massaged with like avocado. It's really good. And that is our Sprouts roll. That's everything. I love a stocked fridge.